What's up, bitches? I'm talking about what's up, my bitches. Alright, guys. Glock19. This is the Gen 4, of course, the one I've been talking about. With the, that new recoil spring that I dislike in there. The poundage on this thing is 18 pounds from the factory. I forgot what the Gen 3 Glocks recoil guide spring is from the factory, what the poundage is. I think it's like 15 or 13, but these new Gen 4s, you know, they have an 18 pound stock recoil spring in there. So today I've got my little steel target set up out there. I've got everything about this gun is bone stock, no aftermarket parts. I did have a Lone Wolf disconnector or trigger disconnector lighten up that trigger pull. However, I noticed it increased the length from the trigger brake and the trigger reset. It lengthened it, and I don't like that. I like the reset and the trigger brake to be real close to each other. But what I found is if you shoot this about 300-400 rounds, it actually loosens up that trigger a little bit. So anyways, we're going to be looking today about the ejection of the Glock19 Gen 4. I noticed that these don't extract as hard as the Gen 3s. They just kind of ooze out of the gun. However, I'm going to shoot this target over here. I might miss a couple times. I don't really care. This is just a little video here. Alright. Alright, well, I didn't lock back on the rear. Did not lock the slide back to the rear. Okay. Of course, my aiming is shit right now. Shit. I know some people's been making videos that Glocks don't shoot low and to the left, but in all fairness, all my Glocks shoot low and to the left. Try it again. By that time, the slide did lock back to the rear. Try it again. Okay. If I take my time, I can hit that little steel target. I'm just, oh well. Again, slide did not lock back to the rear in the last shot, as you can see. So what we're going to do, what I notice is when I take these the frame from the slide, that this recoil spring is slipped almost off of, if you can see that, almost slipped off the barrel, that little half moon cut. I just kind of push it back in there like that. I absolutely hate this new recoil spring. I hate it. It's not letting the gun cycle properly. It's not locking back to the rear in the last shot. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. This new little dimple on this trigger bar, I think, is highly unnecessary. It rubs against this inside the slide here. And basically, yeah, this is one issue that I don't like about the gun. I haven't called Glock about it yet, but from the people that I've talked to, they've said that they've called Glock, and one guy named Frank was an asshole, and that they realized that they have some sort of a problem with the 19, and that they are definitely going to get a new recoil spring. They're coming out with one sometime this year, a new recoil spring for the 19s. What they did was they put the 40 caliber spring in the 19. Now the third generations, when they first came out, they were putting 9mm springs in their 40 cal guns. So they completely reversed it and said, well, let's put a more powerful spring in our 19s. And what it is just trying to save money. They don't want to manufacture two different springs. So that's kind of bullcrap. But yeah, Glock will be getting a call from me tomorrow, because I just absolutely don't like that new spring. I hate it. Now I looked on Glock19's website. Matrix 1 linked me to that website there, and basically they make a conversion to where you can use your Gen 3 recoil springs and your Gen 4 guns, and it's a little cap that goes on the end of the gun right here. You put that little cap in there, then you put your recoil spring in there. And I'm thinking about either doing that or getting a Gen 4 one-piece spring, which also Glock19 makes, I think a 13 pounders, which one I'm going to order is like 30 bucks. I'll put all the links down in the description. But yeah, this is one thing I don't like about the Glock's new little Gen 4s. If you're thinking about getting a Glock Gen 4 in 40 caliber, this spring is designed for 40 caliber. So if you want to get a 23 and a 4th gen, go ahead, no problems. But if you want to get a 19, stick with the Gen 3, or else you have to spend, you know, an extra $100 to get it running like a Gen. If you're thinking about getting a Gen 4 19, get a Gen 3. That's what I meant to say, because you're going to spend extra money on the Gen 4 19 getting it running like the Gen 3s. However, one thing I do like about the new Glock 19s is the SF feel with no back strap that's thinner through here. I like that. I like the new texturing, and yeah, everything's really good about it. As you can see, that's what it looks like. But besides that, yeah, Glock will be getting a call from me pretty soon. That's pretty much it. See you later.